Another day to be blessed and thankful. Just want to come over here. Not much to say. Um, just another day, just in my Bible, and you know, again, like I said, I like YouTube. I have certain content creators, mostly Christian content creators that I watch, and of course my food channels. But today I had a therapy appointment, and I just wanted to get on here and just stress how important it is sometimes to have someone else to talk to. There's nothing wrong with getting a therapist. There's nothing wrong with talking to someone that can help you, structure out your life, structure out your day, help you sort out your feelings, your thoughts, because that person is, they have studied and it's just no different ways of doing things. Just like teachers are better at teaching your kids sometimes than you are. That's their profession, that's what they do. Um, so I just encourage people to take time and really, really figure out where you're at in life, really figure out if you're really getting the help from the people that are around you. Because sometimes some people's support systems are strong enough. You don't need no therapy. You got somebody in your family that's kind of like their therapy, their therapist, their psychiatrist, and you good to go. But everybody doesn't have that, and that's okay too. But that's why you have professionals that are here in the world and that actually care. And I have a therapist that actually cares. And a lot of times it's hard to go to any profession, whether it's a doctor, dentist, um, mental health, and they can actually resonate with you on a spiritual level. And I actually have a therapist that believes in God, and that I can actually say God too, and she has different groups, that elevates and highlights that area in life because she believes that is just important as you know that's a important part of your mental. It spirituality has to do with everything. Every part of your life, spirituality is a part of. Um, so it's a blessing to have a therapist that is God led, and I think it should just be more professions like it. It's like with religion now, they're taking it out of everything. They're taking it out the schools. They want to take it out of books. They just want to take it out of everything. Even in certain professions. Like she had told me, she said a lot of times, um, some places you're not even able to bring up God. You're not, religion sometimes is one of those things where it's just like it's it's off limits. And I don't see why. I don't see why. I think it should definitely be something that should be emphasized and highlighted, and definitely part of the script. It should be part of the process. But I just felt good talking to her because again, like minds. Um, we was talking about healthy habits. You know, getting our bodies healthy because that's important. And all that stuff is biblical. Really, when you think about it, even the Bible teaches you how you should eat, what you should eat, what you should eat. Um, we was talking about detaching because I think a lot of us have a hard time detaching, letting go of things that God is obviously saying that's enough. Okay, that's enough. And then when things get to the point where it's out of control, you're like, God, what happened? And he like, girl, have a seat. I told you to have a seat. Matter of fact, I told you to switch seats, and you did. You did. You did what you wanted to do. Now, this is what you have to deal with. But therapist is good. A therapist is good. She also gives me homework assignments. Like one of my homework assignments was to get an index card and on an index card, write what my current problem is. And of course, I probably need a couple of them, but write what my current problem is on one index card. And then write on the back, what is the solution? What is the solution, right? And then she went on further. One more step. What would look different if that problem changed? What 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 increase? What's the end goal? What's going to look better, or may look worse? Or indifferent. So, point is, find you somebody that can help you. You can't do it on your own. You're not meant to do it on your own. And especially in a situation like mine where you're just sensitive. You're sensitive to places that you go. You're sensitive to people's environments because you're moving and growing in different ways. And so you can get very irritable when it's not necessarily anything personal towards anybody else. You know, you need somebody. You need somebody that can step in and help you break down things, help you see things clearer, help you figure out what it is, what you need to do, and ultimately, what does it look like? Once that's cleared up, what does it look like? Right? So, get help, people. It's okay. It is okay. It is okay. It is okay. And it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing, to have someone saying, girl, that is not the right thing to do. That is not the right thing to do. I mean, even today, she was like, even the problems that you're in, we're going to have to, figure out what we can do about some of these things. But she said, but don't forget, though, you're the one who created these problems. Well, sometimes it hurts, especially when something ends in tragedy, death. But what did I choose that led to that? You know, what choices did I make in this process that ended things the way that it ended? So we just really have to be accountable. We have to be accountable. We have to acknowledge what's really there. A lot of us don't like to acknowledge that we even have a problem. I don't know if people think they're just perfect, or I just remember back in the day, like, you just accept me for who I am. No, some of that need to change. Well, matter of fact, you know what? You keep like that way. I'm just gonna go this way, right? I'm just gonna go this way. I'm pray for you, but I don't have to accept it nor deal with it. And I think we need to get out of that mindset of accepting people for who they are when they really need to change, right? But I hope everyone's having a blessed day. And again, I don't know if anybody takes anything from this, but I just want to present it in hopes that someone will. That's my prayer. My prayer is to help at least one. At least one. In hopes to save many. But you gotta start with at least one. And right now I'm making this video just to show that start with I. Have a blessed one.